Welcome to our first double-digit episode number 10 here at Tech Headlines Today. If you don't mind, do us a favor here at the podcast and subscribe or follow. It really makes a difference. There's still time to enter the $50 Starbucks gift card giveaway, so get your submissions sent in. Details on that are in the description. Let's get into it. NVIDIA drops plans to buy ARM for $40 billion. NVIDIA and SoftBank have dropped their plans to buy ARM. Regulators raised flags almost as soon as the agreement was announced. SoftBank is now preparing to go public with ARM during the fiscal year that ends March 31st, 2023. Industry analysts believe that the breakup is a good thing for ARM overall. Had NVIDIA acquired ARM, it would have pushed more of its licensees to explore alternatives, such as RISC-V, a technology that offers an open approach to designing chips for computers, smartphones, and servers. NVIDIA's proposed deal would have given it control over the chip designs and technology that rival firms use to create their own competing chips, the FTC said. Most major competitors to NVIDIA and/or licensees of ARM IP oppose the merger because they believe that NVIDIA could influence ARM technology or garner sensitive information about how they were using the ARM IP. SoftBank bought ARM almost 6 years ago for $32 billion, but the company has struggled to create growth. NVIDIA founder and CEO Jensen Huang said his company still plans to license ARM chip designs for decades to come. Feds seize $3.6 billion in Bitcoin tied to Bitfinex hack from 2016. U.S. federal investigators seized $3.6 billion in Bitcoin stolen by the 2016 hack of Bitfinex, a major cryptocurrency exchange, and arrested 2 suspects for allegedly trying to launder the stolen funds. The suspects are Ilya Lichtenstein and Heather Morgan. They moved the stolen Bitcoin to several digital wallets under their control and into financial accounts controlled by Lichtenstein and Morgan. Federal agents seized 94,000 Bitcoin from Lichtenstein's cloud storage account. The data confirms the Bitcoin originated from the 2016 Bitfinex hack. Instagram rolls out bulk delete features and new account controls. Instagram is making it a whole lot easier to remove posts, comments, and other activity from the platform. The photo sharing app is rolling out new account controls that allow users to bulk delete comments and posts and review past interactions and search activity. The features will be available in a new section of users' profiles called Your Activity. The goal, according to Instagram, is to make it easier to revisit and delete past interactions. While it was technically possible to delete past likes, comments, and posts from Instagram in the past, the only way to do so without deleting your account altogether was to manually wade through your past posts one by one. Instagram has made it easier for its users to review past activity, like timeline and story posts, as well as time spent in the app, search history, link clicks, and account-level activity like username changes. Top Pentagon cybersecurity official resigns. Senior cybersecurity official Katie Arrington has resigned from her position at the Pentagon. Arrington has been on administrative leave from her role as the Chief Information Security Officer for Acquisition and Sustainment at the Department of Defense since May of 2021. The CIO's Gamma security clearance was suspended by the National Security Agency after she was accused of improperly disclosing top-secret information to a DoD contractor. Arrington, who previously served as a Republican South Carolina state legislator, was appointed by the Trump administration to establish the Cybersecurity Maturity Model Certification Program at the DoD. In her resignation letter dated February 7th, Arrington alleged that the suspension of her clearance was, quote, politically influenced, and described the allegations made against her as, quote, false accusations, which have not been substantiated by the DoD and NASA officials. Arrington alleged that her clearance was suspended because she was in the process of filing a hostile work environment claim against Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense Jesse Salazar. After Arrington was placed on leave, Salazar took over the management of the CMMC program. On February 2, 2022, Deputy Secretary of Defense Kathleen Hicks executed a memo to dissolve Arrington's entire office and job. Study says Europe's grid can support over 100 million electric vehicles. Europe's electricity grid can support over 100 million electric vehicles by 2035, a study by the EY Eurelectric has found. However, it will require, quote, timely planning of charging infrastructure to prevent overloading. The study warns that the charging infrastructure must keep up with the high growth in the electric vehicle market to avoid peaks in energy demand and increased loads. Once EV penetration reaches 50% on an urban distribution network, uncontrolled charging could lead to voltage deviations and affect the quality of power supply. The study explores several solutions to such challenges while ensuring that charge points are situated where they deliver maximum customer convenience. This includes a mass digitization of the grid in order to improve understanding of customer behavior and anticipate where electricity demands may be the highest. Smart chargers will also need to be installed that manage capacity and prevent the grid from buckling under the pressure of millions of EVs plugged in simultaneously. It also recommends integrating energy storage solutions into the charging infrastructure for situations when demand for rapid and high-power charging is heightened. Rapid DNA sequencing promises timely diagnosis for thousands of rare diseases. Rare diseases usually take years to find a diagnosis. DNA sequencing may soon help families more quickly find answers. In 7 hours, 18 minutes, researchers at Stanford Medicine discovered previously undocumented genetic diseases through the use of ultra-rapid DNA sequencing technology. More than 7,000 rare diseases affect 300 million people worldwide, and 80% have a genetic component. The Human Genome Project took 13 years and cost $2.7 billion, but in 2014, the cost of sequencing a whole genome reached $1,000. A single patient's genome was sequenced across 48 flow cells in 5 hours, 2 minutes, allowing researchers to look for mutations that might explain a genetic disease. The standard medical way forward to diagnose a disease is to order a gene panel, which takes 2 to 3 weeks to receive. 7-hour DNA sequencing and analysis has already made a difference in the lives of 2 children. In the Stanford study, doctors quickly identified one child's genetic condition and placed him on a heart transplant list, while the other patient was diagnosed with seizures using this ultra-rapid DNA sequencing. Park outside. Kia and Hyundai recall 485,000 vehicles due to fire risk. The Kia K900, Kia Sportage, Hyundai Santa Fe Sport, Santa Fe XL, and the Tucson are being recalled due to risk of fire. In the case of Kia, only 2 models were affected. An electric short circuit is suspected in the engine compartment. Hyundai has released a recall for 4 models from 2016 to 2018, in which the ABS module can malfunction and cause an engine compartment fire even when parked. Affected owners will be notified by first-class mail about the problem and are recommended to keep their vehicles outside and away from structures. SEC subpoenas Tesla over settlement regarding Musk's tweets. Tesla had received a subpoena from the Securities and Exchange Commission in November 2021, according to Reuters and CNBC. The automaker has revealed the information in a financial filing, noting that the agency in particular is seeking information on its, quote, governance processes around compliance with the SEC settlement, as amended. November's subpoena was issued shortly after company chief Elon Musk asked his followers on Twitter if he should sell 10% of his stake in Tesla. The automaker's shares slid sharply following that tweet. Tesla has been at odds with the SEC for years, starting in 2018 when the agency sued Elon Musk for tweeting that the company is going private. The agency said that Musk tweeting that Tesla had already secured funding to take the company private constitutes fraud for being a, quote, false and misleading statement. When Tesla settled with the SEC that year, Musk had to agree to have his social network posts containing material information pre-approved by a legal team. Shortly after that, though, he tweeted out previously undisclosed production numbers for 2019 without getting that information reviewed first. The SEC sought to hold him in contempt of their 2018 agreement, and they had to make amendments so that Musk knows exactly what he can and can't tweet out. Verizon to power 360-degree experience of their Super Bowl halftime show. The carrier will partner with Pepsi for a second screen experience this Sunday. Want the most immersive way to enjoy the Super Bowl halftime show on Sunday? Verizon is using its 5G network and several strategically placed 360-degree cameras to enhance the at-home viewing experience. Those cameras will capture the event in 4K, and fans can watch through the Pepsi Halftime Show app. It lets fans feel as though they are on stage with the artists, says Verizon Chief Marketing Officer Diego Scotti. Overcoming tech debt on the path to modernization. Companies that want to take advantage of cloud technologies are often flummoxed by the technical debt they've accumulated. They need to modernize their application stacks to respond quickly to competitive disruption, changing industry regulations, and new business opportunities. But the economic and technical challenges of modernizing legacy apps can seem daunting. If you want to modernize your applications to take advantage of cloud technologies, you need to address technical debt. A group of IT practitioners, consultants, and influencers weighed into those challenges during an IDG Tech Talk Twitter chat on January 27th, sponsored by UST Global. Bottom line, the challenges aren't new, and the sooner you move to address them, the quicker you can recap the benefits. Check out the article in our show links to see the highlighted tweets. Microsoft 365 phishing attack makes comeback. Microsoft 365 users are being tricked into exposing their credentials by a vintage phishing technique involving mislabeled files. According to cybersecurity researchers at VADE, malicious actors are dusting off right-to-left override attacks to trick victims into executing files with disguised extensions. When victims open the files, they are prompted to enter their Microsoft 365 login information. VADE's threat analyst team has identified more than 200 RLO attacks on Microsoft 365 users in the last 2 weeks. The threat has been around for more than a decade and was referenced in 2008 in the Mozilla Foundation and Unicode technical reports known as CVE 2009-3376. Researchers noted while right-to-left override attack is an old technique to trick users into executing a file with a disguised extension, this spoofing method is back with new purposes. Peloton lays off 2,800 employees, CEO resigns amid the waning interest. The company has reportedly cut 20% of its corporate staff, and plans to build a U.S. factory have been canceled. Peloton posted a net loss of $439 million in Q4 and announced layoffs as it struggles to maintain growth. The company will wind down Peloton Output Park. Peloton will expand its commercial agreements with third-party logistics providers to save $800 million in annual costs. They also stated that the cost-cutting measures will not affect Peloton's instructors or the breadth or depth of its content. Automotive simulation platform Mirai secures $20.8 million Series B to expand its global footprint. Mirai, which provides autonomous vehicle developers with automotive simulation tools, has raised $20.8 billion in a Series B funding round. Mirai is a South Korea headquartered startup that plans to use the proceeds from the IPO to double its headcount worldwide by the end of this year. Mirai's simulation solution, called Mirai Sim, uses high-definition map-based 3D simulations to test different scenarios in a virtual world. In January, Mirai unveiled a software-as-a-service model for its sim, which allows users to test an AV driver against a myriad of simulation environments. CEO of Mirai, Jawan Jung, says that the company's simulation platforms for autonomous vehicles can be used in urban air mobility, logistics, and smart cities. Samsung Galaxy's watch is getting a key feature it needs to beat Apple. Google Assistant has been missing from the Galaxy Watch 4 up until now, but that's going to change. The top smartwatch in the Android ecosystem has been missing one of Google's most potent features, but that will change in the coming months, as Google said on Tuesday. Samsung Galaxy's Watch 4 will get Google Assistant, letting you activate a range of functions by saying, "Hey Google," to your wrist. These new features will be coming to the regular Galaxy Watch 4 and the classic version. And Google Assistant will be much better than Siri. The Galaxy Watch 4 will soon be able to stream music from YouTube and will assign you one of 8 sleep symbols for coaching on sleep quality. Samsung said it would release a software update for the Galaxy Watch with new fitness features on Wednesday. Amazon expands its telehealth service nationwide. Amazon's telehealth program, Amazon Care, is now available nationwide, the company announced on Tuesday. Amazon Care offers both virtual care and in-person services. In-person care services are expanding into more than 20 new cities. The expansion includes Seattle, Baltimore, Boston, Dallas, Austin, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., and Arlington. Amazon Care was launched in 2019 and offers urgent and primary care services, vaccinations, treatment of illnesses and injuries, preventative care, sexual health, and prescription requests and refills. "We are trying to change the healthcare system that doesn't put patients first," said Kristen Hilton, Amazon's director of Amazon Care. Amazon has acquired PillPack and launched Amazon Pharmacy in 2018. It also has new solutions for healthcare providers and senior living centers. Apple to turn iPhones into payment terminals in fintech push. Apple is introducing a new feature that will allow businesses to accept credit card and digital payments with just a tap on their iPhones, bypassing hardware systems such as Block Inc.'s Square terminals. The feature, to be launched later this year, will use near-field communications, or NFC, technology for making all kinds of payments. Apple has partnered with Goldman Sachs to launch a credit card and is reportedly working on a buy now, pay later service. Apple views payments as an important standalone business for the company, and they are looking to leverage it, said Shannon Cross, analyst at Cross Research. Them venturing into contactless payments is an indication on how important payments are as a business for the company. Microsoft will finally block Office macros by default to stop malware. Microsoft will soon block Visual Basic Application macros, a feature that hackers have been exploiting for years. Office apps for Windows will now block Visual Basic macros contained in files retrieved from the internet by default. Microsoft's earlier attempt at warning users about malicious macros was not enough to stop hackers. The company added a warning bar, but users could easily bypass it with a single click. Users would be able to run the malicious macro by resaving the file to a local hard drive, checking the properties, and unblocking the file. Microsoft said that they plan to start blocking macros in Microsoft 365, Office 2021, 2019, 2016, and Office 2013. TikTok tests age-rated content restrictions. TikTok is working on ways to rate and restrict content by age in order to prevent adult content from reaching teenage users of its short video app, the company said in a news briefing. The company, owned by Chinese tech titan ByteDance, said it was drawing on the types of content rating standards already used for movies and gaming. It said it would test a way for creators on the app to specify if they want their content to only be viewed by older audiences. TikTok, which has been criticized for posts promoting eating disorders and maintains it bans such content, said in a blog post on Tuesday it would start to remove posts promoting broader disorder eating content as well. We understand that people can struggle with unhealthy eating patterns and behavior without having an eating disorder diagnosis, it said in the post. Our aim is to acknowledge more symptoms, such as overexercise or short-term fasting, that are frequently under-recognized signs of a potential problem. Windows 11 increases market share by 3.5% in just a month. Windows 11 users grew steadily in January thanks to the free upgrade from Windows 10. Steam's monthly hardware and software survey is a good estimate of the Windows 11 uptake, but is limited to gaming fans. Microsoft estimates that 14.1% of devices run Windows 11, and that as of January, around 197 million people were using Windows 11 on their PCs. The Steam survey didn't just focus on the operating system used. Intel remains overwhelmingly the most popular CPU manufacturer at 69% market share, but it suffered a slight fall in January. NVIDIA continues to dominate the graphics card market with more than 3/4 of all Steam users using its GPUs. AMD is a distant second on 15%. Looking further ahead, more new functionality has been rumored for Windows 11's 2022 feature update, expected to begin rolling out in July. Thanks for joining us on this 10th episode. We appreciate you listening. Please subscribe and send us your submission for the gift card giveaway. Time's a ticking. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you tomorrow.